Welcome to another episode of Mindset Shift. Today, I want to talk about something that sits at the core of so many professionals' journeys, something that often hides behind busyness, exhaustion, and quiet perseverance. It's the difference between surviving and thriving. Most people aren't unhappy because they're failing. They're unhappy because they've settled into survival. They wake up, go through the motions, tick boxes, meet expectations, and call it life. But deep down, they know there's more meaning, more energy, more purpose. And today, that's what we're going to unpack together. How to shift from just getting through your days to growing through them. How to stop surviving and start thriving. 1. Survival mode, what it really looks like. Let's define it honestly. Survival mode isn't just about physical exhaustion. It's when your days feel like a blur, when you're constantly on but rarely present. It's when you measure success by completion, not fulfillment. When you keep moving but don't feel like you're really going anywhere. You're doing what's required, but you're disconnected from why you're doing it. And over time, survival mode becomes a silent cage. You start believing that this is just what life is. Constant pressure, constant noise, constant doing. But it's not. That's not living. That's enduring. And you deserve more than endurance. You deserve expansion. 2. Thriving mode, the shift in energy. Thriving looks different. It's not about doing more. It's about doing with purpose. It's not about controlling every outcome. It's about aligning with what matters. When you thrive, your energy feels intentional. Your actions have direction. Your work and well-being support each other instead of competing. You still face challenges, but you meet them with perspective, not panic. You still work hard, but it comes from inspiration, not obligation. Thriving is when you move through life with clarity instead of chaos. And the best part? It's not reserved for the lucky few. It's a mindset anyone can cultivate, starting from wherever you are right now. Step 1. Recognize your survival patterns. Before you can thrive, you have to understand what's keeping you stuck in survival. Ask yourself, am I constantly reacting instead of planning? Do I spend more time fixing problems than creating opportunities? Am I always busy but rarely fulfilled? Do I feel guilty when I rest? These are signs that you're living reactively, managing circumstances instead of shaping them. Here's your first action step. Pause for awareness. Spend a few minutes today reflecting on your week. Notice where you've been rushed, drained, or on autopilot. Awareness is always the first bridge from surviving to thriving because you can't change what you don't first acknowledge. Step 2. Redefine what thriving means to you. For some people, thriving means peace. For others, it means progress. For many, it's a combination of both. But one thing is universal. You can't thrive if you're chasing someone else's definition of success. So take a deep breath and ask yourself, what would thriving look like for me right now? Maybe it's working fewer hours but producing higher quality work. Maybe it's having energy left for the people you love. Maybe it's feeling excited to start your day again. Write it down. Because clarity turns vague hope into actionable vision. Once you know what thriving means to you, you can start making choices that lead you there. Step 3. Align your actions with your energy. Here's a truth that professionals often forget. Not all effort is equal. You can spend hours doing work that drains you, or minutes doing work that moves you. Thriving begins when you start aligning your actions with your energy. Here's how. Identify the activities that give you energy. Keep them. Identify what consistently drains you. Delegate, redesign, or remove them. Plan your most creative or challenging work during your peak energy hours. This isn't laziness, it's optimization. When you align effort with energy, you stop fighting yourself and start flowing with purpose. Step 4. Build small joys into your routine. Thriving doesn't come from one big change. It comes from small, daily doses of joy. Simple things. A walk, a slow breakfast, quiet reflection before work, a playlist that inspires you. You don't need a complete life overhaul to thrive. You need moments that remind you you're alive. Make joy part of your schedule, not an afterthought, because joy is not a distraction from success. It's a requirement for it. Step 5. Protect your peace through boundaries. You cannot thrive in chaos. If everything and everyone has access to your time and energy, burnout is inevitable. Set boundaries, not as walls but as filters. Say no to what doesn't align. End the day when the day ends. Stop trying to prove your worth through overwork. Boundaries are how you say yes to yourself, to your purpose, to your peace. And when your peace becomes your priority, thriving follows naturally. Step 6. Reconnect with purpose. The easiest way to slip back into survival mode is to forget why you started. Purpose is the anchor that steadies you through uncertainty. Take time each week to reconnect with it. Reflect on the impact your work creates. Remind yourself who benefits when you show up at your best. Celebrate small wins. They're proof of progress. Purpose gives power to your effort. It turns pressure into passion and burnout into balance. Step 7. Create a rhythm of rest and renewal. Thriving doesn't mean you never slow down. It means you rest before you collapse. Rest is not a luxury, it's leadership. Create rhythms that balance push and pause. Take short breaks during intense work. Schedule time each week that's free from goals. Protect your evenings or weekends as recovery zones. When you allow stillness, you gain strength. When you make space for reflection, you regain direction. Rest isn't the opposite of progress. It's what makes progress sustainable. Step 8. Measure growth differently. In survival mode, you measure success by output, how much you did, produced, or achieved. In thriving mode, you measure success by alignment. Did I act with intention? Did I learn something meaningful? Did I feel present? Shift your metrics from quantity to quality, from how much you do to how deeply you live while doing it. This change transforms not just your results, but your entire sense of fulfillment. Step 9. Surround yourself with growth energy. You can't thrive in environments built on fear, gossip, or constant urgency. Be intentional about your surroundings. Spend time with people who challenge you, not drain you. Engage in conversations that expand your thinking. Build a circle where balance, ambition, and well-being coexist. Because your environment shapes your energy, and energy determines whether you stay in survival or rise into thriving. Step 10. Let gratitude anchor you. Gratitude turns survival into awareness, and awareness into thriving. Even on difficult days, pause and find one thing you're thankful for, a skill you're improving, a small kindness you received, a moment of calm between tasks. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from what's missing to what's meaningful, and that shift alone can reignite your energy and hope. The mindset of thriving. Thriving doesn't mean you have a perfect life. It means you live with purpose, not panic. Presence, not pressure. Intention, not impulse. It's about growing through what you go through and using every challenge as an opportunity to evolve. You were not created to merely survive the week. You were built to create, connect, contribute, and expand. Let's end with this truth. You deserve to live a life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. You're allowed to want peace and progress. You're allowed to rest and rise. You're allowed to thrive, not someday, but starting now. So stop dimming your energy just to make survival comfortable. You've survived enough. It's time to live. If this episode spoke to you, hit that like button, subscribe to Mindset Shift for more conversations that nourish your growth, and share this with someone who's ready to stop surviving and start thriving. Because the world doesn't just need professionals who endure. It needs people who thrive with clarity, compassion, and courage.